All right, so let's do the first one. Okay, it says to find the equation of the line that passes through point 1, 2, and is parallel to y equals 3x plus 5. So we talked about this in the CLT, right? If they tell you that your lines are going to be parallel, what should we immediately pull from the y equals 3x plus 5? It has the same slope. So when I see that it's parallel, right, my brain is thinking same slope. So before I even do anything here, I'm going to write down that my slope is 3. Now, do you see the plus 5 in that equation? Do I care about that? I do not, right? All I pull from that is the slope. What is our point that it's going through? It's going through 1, 2. So I'm going to do this 2 different ways. The first way I'm going to do is called using slope-intercept form, which you guys told me is y equals mx plus b. All right, so what do we know? We know that m is 3. So I'm going to put 3 here. All right. Now I heard, Max, you said we know the x. We also know the y. What is the x and y? Very good. So this right here is x, and this is y. So I'm going to plug in 2 and then times 1. So the only thing I don't know is what letter? B. Is b. Can we solve for b? Okay, go ahead and do it right now. Solve for b. All right, Sophia got -1. Did we all get -1? All right. Now, if you stopped here, would you get full credit? No, because the question says to write your answer in slope-intercept form. All right. So, India, what is our answer if we want to write the equation of this line in slope-intercept form?
Y equals 3x plus -1.
Very good. You could totally write y equals 3x plus -1. I think, Phoebe, we were talking about at your group. You could also write 3x.
Yeah.
Then what?
Minus -1.
Not minus -1. That would be incorrect. Just -1.
Yeah.
So if you write plus -1, that's fine, India. But I'm just going to write -1. Okay? Are there any questions using this way? Because we're going to do it again. Okay? All right, let's do it again in the next column using point slope form. All right, now I'm going to pull the same stuff that we just did, where the slope is 3 and my point is 1, 2. All right, what is my point slope formula? Awesome, so copy it down. Now this is the tricky part using point slope. All right, on the previous one we just did, we plugged in 1, 2 into x and y, right? I'm not going to plug into those with this one. All right, now I'm going to plug into x sub 1 and y subscript 1. Okay, and the hard part here, guys, is what are the operations between the y and the y sub 1 and the x sub 1? What operations between there? Subtraction, right? So when I write this down, both of these points, or both of this, the point for the ordered pair, those are positive numbers. But watch what happens when I write them down. All right, y minus 2 and x minus 1. Do you see how they are positive, but when they go into this formula, it's got to stay subtraction. So what students start to realize is, what if this was a -1? Then what would be in here?
Double negative.
Would be addition. So I don't write x minus -1, I just write x plus 1. Okay? So just be careful when you have using point slope form, right, with those signs. All right, we know the slope is 3. All right, now, if you're in Algebra 2, if you're in calculus, you're done. Okay? You can leave lines in point slope form. But it wants our final answer in slope intercept. So how am I going to get from point slope to slope intercept? Distribute, all right? Distribute what number? The 3, so let's do that. So 3x minus 3. Make sure it multiplies by both things. That's a common mistake, right? Students forget to multiply by both. And then how do I get y by itself?
Add 2.
Add 2 to both sides. Now I hope you're not surprised that you get the same answer. Now, there will be times where I'm going to force you to use point-slope form. But there will be times where I'll say, it's your call. So if I say it's your call, do I care which way you do it? No, but I need you comfortable with point-slope. So there will be times where in the instructions, it's going to say you must use point-slope. Okay? All right, when you're ready, flip it. All right, let's try this one. Number 2. Pretty much the same kind of stuff. We're going through a different point, 4 comma negative 3. But this time the word says it's perpendicular. Now we know if the lines are parallel to each other, they have the same slope. Do you know what the slopes are when they're perpendicular? They're opposite, and there's another word. Reciprocal. Do you remember what reciprocal means?
Yeah.
You flip it. Awesome. So I'm going to write opposite reciprocal slopes. That's what my brain is thinking when I see perpendicular. All right. So I'm looking at this line here, and all I care about is the slope. What is the slope of that line that they gave us? 2/3. So what would be the opposite reciprocal to 2/3? Negative 3/2. So again, don't think it's always going to be negative, because what if the slope was already negative? Then it'd be positive. That's why you want to say opposite reciprocals. So the slope is negative 3/2. What point are we going through? 4, negative 3. So we're going to use slope-intercept form first. So y equals mx plus b. I'm going to plug in my slope. We know it's negative 3/2. And where am I putting 4 comma negative 3?
Are you putting the 4 in the slope?
Because that's x.
Yeah, and then you're putting the negative 3 as the y.
Very good.
And you do plus the x.
Awesome. So something like this. All right, now let's multiply that negative 3/2 times 4. If you're having trouble with multiplying with fractions, all right, just a quick kind of review here. You could think of this as negative 3/2 times 4/1. All right, so it's kind of two ways to think of it. You can multiply straight across. All right, so straight across would be negative 3 times 4, which is negative 12. 2 times 1, which is 2. So what is negative 12 over 2? Negative 6/1, so negative 6. All right, or what I would encourage you to get comfortable with is that you look diagonally first to reduce, and that would give you negative 6 as well. Okay, it's your call, whatever you feel comfortable with. The key thing is that 4 does not multiply to both. Yes, Rachel?
Do you want us to write that out?
No. I just do it here because if students are not comfortable with that, if you don't feel good about it, yes, write it out. Like, please show all your work. But I'm expecting you to get to a place where you could do what's 4 times 3, 12, and what's 12 divided by 2, 6, and then just bring down the negative. Yeah. Okay, so what is our B for this new line?
3.
It's 3. Now remember, is that the answer? No, so let's see. Max M, you want to give us the answer?
Negative 3 equals negative 6 plus 3.
Negative 3. Try again. We're doing this form, right, Max?
Yeah.
Okay, so why?
Equals negative 6 plus 3.
We're not doing the negative 6 was when I multiplied the slope times that point, the x value.
Oh, so y equals negative 3 over 2 plus 3.
You're so close. What letter do I need after the negative 3/2?
X.
Yes, and then?
B.
So you said the last,
And then plus 3.
there we go. Okay, say the whole thing, go.
Y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 3.
Perfect, well done. That's it. All right, good job. Okay, let's use point-slope form. All right, I'm going to write it down again. Y minus y subscript 1 equals m times x minus x subscript 1. We already know that our slope is negative 3/2. Our point is 4, negative 3. Now be careful when you plug in, right? Because there is a negative in one of these, in the y value. Okay? So I'm going to put this negative 3 where it says y subscript 1. but it's already subtraction. So this is y minus negative 3. Am I going to write y minus negative 3? No, what am I going to write? Y plus 3. Okay, just like we did before, we're going to distribute. A little bit trickier with the fraction. So negative 3/2 x. And I heard Reese say plus 6. We already multiplied the 3/2 and the 4 before, so we know it's 6. Now, do you see why she wrote plus? Right? Because it's a negative out here in front of the slope times this negative in there, which is going to give us a positive. Okay, how do we get y by itself? Minus 3. So y equals negative 3/2 x plus 3. All right, I think we got time for one more. And then we're going to transition to the quiz. Is everyone okay? Is everyone feeling good? Again, if you finish the quiz early, I'm going to give you some practice problems. You can try doing this on your own. Okay? All right, let's go to the last one. All right, it says find the equation of the line that goes through these 2 points using the different methods. So this time, did they give us a line that's parallel to the one that we want? Did they give us a line that's perpendicular to the one that we want? No, they gave us 2 points. So we need to use what first to find the slope? The slope formula. So I need to write down m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. I'm using these 2 points. Okay, I'm going to call on, let's see, Carter. Would you tell us, what am I going to put in my numerator?
You would put y2, which would be negative 3,
Okay.
minus 3.
Perfect. So he chose negative 3 minus 3. So his choice is saying that this went first. All right. So let's go with Bromley. You okay? What do you have to, based on what Carter did, what do you now have to put in the denominator?
8 minus 7.
Okay, so that would be incorrect because he chose this one to go first.
Y2.
He chose that one to go first. So you need to choose which one to go first.
Negative 7 minus 8.
There you go. Good job. So that's what I was trying to say. So if Carter had chosen 3 Bromley, 3 minus negative 3, then he would have had to do 8 minus negative 7 in the bottom. Okay? So I don't care what order you choose, but you got to match it. Okay? All right. So what is negative 3 minus 3? Negative 6. Negative 7 minus 8?
Negative 15.
Negative 15. Ooh, my goodness. A negative over a negative tells me what about our slope?
It's going to be
It's going to be a positive, so I know it's positive.
It's positive.
Can we reduce
Yes.
6/15? JC?
Is it 2 over 5?
Let's see, do we agree? How did you get the 2?
6 divided by 2 is 3.
Okay, so you divided, I don't think you divided by
Or
2 then.
6 divided by 3 is
Yes, and what's 15 divided by 3?
3 is 5.
Nice, so we're saying 2/5. Good job. All right, so if you can simplify, if you can reduce, you should. So here is our slope. All right, so now we're ready to move to the slope-intercept formula. Now, I only need 1 point. But in this problem, how many points did they give me?
2.
They gave me 2. So do you guys feel strongly about either using 8, 3 or negative 7, negative 3?
Positive.
And most students would choose the positives. That's fine. I don't care. It shouldn't matter. So that means we're going to plug in 3 equals 2/5 times 8 plus b. Okay? What is 8 times 2/5?
You
16
can't,
over
it's not going
5.
to simplify.
16 over 5?
It's not divided by 5 yet.
It's not nice like the other one was, right? So how do we find b?
Subtract 16 over 5.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love subtracting fractions. This is amazing. I'm so happy right now. Okay, so b equals, all right, and I'm going to do a little bit of math down here in case it's been a while since you've done the fractions. So we have 3 over 1 minus 16/5. What do I need in order to be able to subtract these? A common denominator. So what is my common denominator between 1 and 5?
15.
Actually, no, it should just be 5, right? You're changing the top. You're good, JC. So I'm going to change this to 5. How do I get from 1 to 5? times 5. So JC, you already did in your brain. You got to multiply by that 3 times 5 as well. So times 5 over 5. So now I'm going to write 15 fifths minus 16 fifths. So what is our y-intercept?
Negative 1/5.
-1/5. Now again, that's not my answer.
No.
What is my answer?
Y equals 2/5 x minus 1/5.
Excellent. So guys, could on a quiz or a test, could I have you be dealing with fractions like this? Yes. Okay. So if you're not feeling good about fractions, multiplying, dividing, adding, or subtracting, come see me. I'll give you some practice problems. Yes, Max?
Could you have also used -7 and -3?
Absolutely. Your work would look different, but you should get the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next one, and then I'm done. Point slope form is y minus y sub 1 m times x minus x1. Now, we already did the legwork over here to find the slope. So what is the slope of our line? 2/5. And again, I only need 1 point. So Max, did you want to use the other one to see if it gets the same stuff?
Sure.
Okay, so let's use -7, -3. Okay. I'm about to, yeah. So I'm going to write y plus 3 equals 2/5 times x plus 7. Remember to ask if you have any questions on that, right? I already know when I have a point going into point slope form that I'm thinking opposite on the signs. All right, distribute. What is 2/5 times 7?
14/5.
14/5. Okay, so how will I get the y by itself? -3. Now I'll do my quick math down here. So we have 14/5 minus 3 over 1. We just did this, right, with the 3 over 1. What was the common denominator? It was 5, so times 5 over 5. So I'm going to write 14/5 minus 15/5. What is 14/5 minus 15/5? Negative.
Dude, why didn't you change the 14?
I don't have to change the numerator on that one because it's already got my denominator. You get the same thing.